Hello everyone and welcome back to Age Nagash, which is a channel dedicated to Age of Sigmar, and in this video we're going to be looking at the new models for Slaanesh that have been announced at Adepticon, and I cannot wait to get my hands on them. So what we've got, firstly, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through the article. I'm going to cover some of the other things that are in the article, but I am basically going to go sort of straight down to Slaanesh. So if you guys haven't already read the article, make sure you get it open so you can read it alongside it while I talk through it. Okay, so the first one we have got is Forbidden Power. So this is basically the sort of the teaser we got before, you know, a secret of what is Forbidden Power. It looks like it is the next installment for Endless Spells for Age of Sigmar, and this is going to be in the sense of like Malign Portents, which allowed, I think, every army that can cast spells access to those spells. They weren't, you know, faction specific. So with this, I think it's going to be very much the case again, where most armies can cast these spells, and I think it sounds like they're going to be more impacting on the game. It sounds like they might be more damage dealing, they might have a bigger, you know, effect, but there's going to be a risk to them. There's going to be a chance that you could hurt yourself really badly, even more so than the endless spells there are already, because it is Forbidden Power and it's meant to be, you know, like locked away. So that's quite cool, and it does say it's a Age of Sigmar expansion set, so that's the same thing it said for Malign Portents, so I think it's going to very much work along the same lines, and the models are pretty cool. There is, you know, there's a Strike in Nagash endless spell, which will be quite interesting to see what that does, as it is literally Nagash's head pretty much, just a bit more sort of ethereal and a bit like, you know, wavy, that sort of thing. I very much like the Ferryman. I think that's absolutely awesome. His ship is really nice, so it'll be great to see what he does as well. Okay, so they're the sort of things we got, and there's like a bridge, and you know, there's a lot of interesting things there. So then we go on to the next battle tome that's been announced, and this is going to be for the Fire Slayers. So there's a nice trailer for them. There's, you know, there's a bit of lore saying, you know, where they are, but basically it's just saying this is making the Fire Slayers, put them sort of back into the game. They weren't, you know, doing so badly, and they did actually have a really good streak at one point in the tournaments, but this is to sort of update them really. And I know there's other armies some people might prefer more to be updated, but the Fire Slayers, again, it's not a bad thing. It does make me a little bit intrigued though, because I thought instead of Fire Slayers getting a new battle tome, I thought they were going to sort of maybe unite the dwarves as a bit of a whole, and it's like, you know, like, I don't know, they do Legions of Nagash, and it's like, this is basically what the vampire counts were before they got smashed, and we've united them back together. And that's what I thought they were going to do with the dwarves. I thought they were going to go, right, okay, so we've united them all together. The Fire Slayers are quite different to the Karen Overlords and so on, but they would work as the different legions, and like Legions of Nagash, you know, like the Legion of Blood and the Legion of Sacrament play quite differently, and it would be a case of like the Fire Slayers would pay differently to the you know, the Dispossessed or the Karen Overlords. I know there's a more diversity in between those than like the Legions of Nagash, but I thought it could work something along those lines. But no, they're getting their own battle tome, so yeah, that's cool. Hopefully the Dispossessed or something along those lines will get a battle tome in the future. And there's a couple of like, well, I say there's a couple, I think, yeah, there are two endless spells. I can only see one on the article there, and it's like a fire golem sort of coming out of the ground, which is nice. And then they've got a Forge their scenery piece, which is pretty interesting. So it'll be interesting to see how that works. Maybe it'll provide, you know, make their weapons a bit stronger, they're in range of it, maybe, you know, increase their bravery, something along those lines. Right, okay, and then we go to say that it says, and there's more. So much more on the way for Age of Sigmar, including more battle tomes and an answer to the internal question. In a fight between trees and mushrooms, who would win? So this to me sounds like there's going to be a new you know, big box out for Age of Sigmar, and this is going to be, you know, basically what Soul Wars was. However, this time we're going to have Sylvaneth and Gloomspites by the looks of things. So that is what I can expect from that. And then going on to the next thing, it's got the Shadespire. I'm always going to call it Shadespire, but it's Warhammer Around the World. And it's got Karen Overlords for that, so that's cool. New models for Karen Overlords. I'm sure Karen Overlord players are very happy about that. And then it goes to Warcry, and it shows us some of the new models we got. It says that, you know, there are other, you know, factions that are going to be within Warcry other than Chaos, I believe. And yeah, the models are right. I'm not a huge fan of the models, if I'm honest. I don't know if it's just this certain tribe, they just look a bit too chunky for me. But yeah, I like the skin tone they've done on the paints and stuff, and you know, for the models. But I don't know if I'm going to put all these pictures in the video, but I'm sure you guys already checked out the article, and if you haven't, I'll I'll put a link for it in the description down below, and it's really easy to get to. It's just on the Warhammer community, and it's pretty much one of the top things they've got. Okay, and then on Warcry, though, what I do like is they've got a new Fury model, which is quite interesting to see there, and they have got a chicken, snappy, fanged bird type creature, raptor, which apparently can decapitate someone's head or something like that, I think I read. So yes, that's quite cool. And then we've got some 40k stuff. I don't know much about it, so I'm not going to lie to you guys. It looks like Apocalypse are trying, like, saying they're bringing that back. Was that not already in the game, like when you had mass battles, or was it just hard to implement? Something along those lines, but it looks like it's going to be made easier to do so. So yeah, that's cool. Big battles are cool. And then we have a 50 shelves of a grey video for Warhammer, which is really, really good. I think that's one of the best videos they've made for a long time. You know, for one of their comment videos, I think that is a pretty good one. And it says they're going to make it a way to help us with our, you know, piles of shame of grey plastic models. You know, try and get them easier painted by the looks of things. I know people are saying, like, get mini clones of Duncan running around to go and paint them, and I think that would be absolutely fantastic. But I don't think our technology is to that level yet. I'm sure the Imperium could do it, but unfortunately we are not quite there yet. And all that we would be, because that's supposed to be a horrendous future we'd be living in. But anyway, it'd be interesting to see what they do. It's not going to be amazing. It's not going to paint all your models for you. It'd be awesome if the models came pre-painted, and then you buy them and you think, I don't really like that colour, and I don't really get the same self-gratification because I haven't painted them myself. So I'll imagine a new line of paints or something like that, or maybe an airbrush or something from Games Workshop. We'll have to wait and see. And then they've got a new Space Marine Lieutenant, I imagine. I'm not really into that. He's just got the same type of helmet for the Primaris, but I think they've already got a few of them. A new Librarian by the looks of things. And talks about the community. Haven't read that. And then it goes into the Sisters of Battle. They're still coming. And then it goes down to what we really want to talk about. And I do say that, and we are like nearly 7 minutes into the video, so I do apologise for that. But I just wanted to mention what we had in the article. Some of it is quite interesting, quite cool. But anyway, going into the realm of chaos, and this is the rumours of the Dark Prince death has been greatly exaggerated. So what we firstly got here is a video for the new Slaanesh release, and it's their trailer. And if you haven't already seen it, please go watch it. Just please go watch it if you like Slaanesh. I'll be putting a link to it in the description of this video as well, so just easy for you guys to watch it if you haven't already, but I'm sure you have. I have already watched this trailer 10 times, if not more. And that might be a bit of excessive, but I think that is truly what Slaanesh would have wanted. So I'm happy. Right, so I'm not going to go through the whole trailer, because I'm just going to go through the article. So what we've got is, it says, your eyes do not deceive you. A host of gorgeous new models kick off a new era for the Dark Prince, including an all-new Keeper of Secrets. So I really like this model. For me, it goes to the theme of my army, as it looks quite Greek. It's sort of like a Minotaurus, if that's even a word. I know that definitely is not a word, but it looks a bit Minotaur. And, you know, I love the robes and all those sort of things. And it's just really, really nice. Something pretty cool about it is that there's also going to be different weapon options you can give it, as we've seen it with a sword and a just a normal hand, and then we've also seen it with a sword and shield, so that'll be pretty cool to see what the differences are there. And yes, that's cool. So what it says is, we've come a long way since the Keeper of Secrets first graced the world of Warhammer in Realm of Chaos, Slaves of Darkness. At once monstrous and beautiful, the new Keeper of Secrets is one of the most striking and unusual Warhammer miniatures ever designed. Drawn on decades of art and lore, this model manages the nigh impossible task of creating a creature that's both terrifying and alluring. Sinuous, elegant, and predatory. It is the greatness of everything fans love about Slaanesh. Tempted? We don't blame you. Okay, so that's, I think this is quite true, because I think it does look fairly terrifying, as it's got those big, massive pincer claws on its top arms, because this thing has got 6 limbs. So that is pretty terrifying. It's got horns and stuff. It's got a really, really sharp claws. It's got a sword. It doesn't very nice. It's got hooves, all those sorts of things. But it's very elegant. It's very nice, and it's the same. Looks very, very similar style to like just the demonettes. How I believe half the body is female and the other half of the body is male. I think it's nice they carry that theme through, and it's one of those things. It's beautiful, but it terrifies me at the same time. So yes, I very much do like that. Loads of detail in there to paint, but my Slaanesh army is a slow build army. It's an army I'm slowly painting up, so I'm more than happy to put in the effort in there. So really, really nice, and it's nice that it's got a different weapon option. So like I say, it'll be interesting to see what we've got there. Right, and also I think it's about time we got a new model for the Keeper of Secrets, because like I said on the video for the teaser trailer we got yesterday, we need a new Keeper of Secrets. We needed one. I mean, like, the old one was pretty old. That's all I'm going to say about it, but it's good that we've got a new one now. And to be fair, when I was up at Warhammer World, I did consider getting a Exalted Keeper of Secrets, and I was like, I really want it, but I've heard how much of a pain it is to build because of the resin and all the little spikes, and I was like, you know what, I'll wait, because I'm sure Slaanesh is going to get released this year, and I'm sure there's going to be a Keeper of Secrets released for it, and I know it won't be an Exalted Keeper of Secrets, you know, different war scroll, I think, but I'm sure they will get a new Keeper of Secrets. So I thought, you know what, I'm going to be patient, I'm going to wait. And within, like, what, 2 days, I was repaid for my patience, and that is very much what I like to see. So a great thing for me there, really happy. And yes, and going on to the next bit. So it says the Keeper of Secrets will be joined by a number of new Slaanesh models that bring to life magnificent and a richly released cast of demon champions. From a new model of the Mask of Slaanesh to Psykes. I'm probably butchering that name, so please forgive me. But it says an unholy tag team of Demon Prince and Herald. So this is the big guy we've seen with the axe with all the tattoos on him, and then the Herald spinning around on top of him with the whips of spikiness. So yes, that is pretty cool to see there. We have also got this pleasure spell mirror type thing with two demons sort of like around it. You know, they look like they're guardians of this portal. Whatever the fuck this is going to do. Hopefully support your army and give it buffs would be awesome. Maybe make the enemy minuses to hit, things like that. And I really like that it's got these, like, it's stand with these like metallic snake type tails, which are really cool. And then it says, with so much new stuff for Slaanesh on the way, it's only fitting that the Dark Prince and his followers should receive a new battle tome, with allegiance abilities for the three hosts of Slaanesh, the Invaders, Godseekers and Pretenders, as well as an updated war scroll, spells, laws and more. So Battle Tome Hedonites of Slaanesh will cement these Warriors of Excess as a major player in both the setting of Warhammer Age of Sigmar and on the table. So firstly, Hedonites, if you don't know what that means, I think it's a made up word, but it comes from hedonism. So hedonism means like the journey to ultimate excess and pleasure and self-indulgence. So yeah, I do like that name. I think it's cool. It's quite nice to see. And yes, so what also is interesting is that they've changed the one of the hosts from Seekers to God Seekers, and that's all one word. Presumably that's, I was going to say that's for copyright reasons, but you know, Invaders and Pretenders, I don't think you can copyright that, so don't worry, it's God Seekers. I know they're seeking Slaanesh, I know that's the whole point of it, but I just thought they'd be kept as Seekers. I think that's a name change, correct me if I'm wrong, but I do think that is a name change. Right, okay, and then going in to the next bit, it says, and of course, what would a new battle tome be without endless spells? So, it has a, like, ninja spinning stars, which look like the wheels from the chariots on a base that, imagine, cut through the enemy and do nasty mortal wounds. Then we have a spell portal type thing, holded in a hand of Slaanesh. Looks very much like the hand of the Keeper of Secrets, which is cool. And then we have my favourite one, which is the tongue of whips and chains and spikiness, which I can't wait to see what that does. Imagine like damage to the enemy and again make the minuses to hit, something like that, as they entangle the enemy or sort of maybe half their movement or something along those lines. It will be absolutely great to see. And yeah, I do really like those mods. It then says, and that's it from Warhammer previews at Adepticon this year. Let us know what you've been looking forward to most on the Warhammer 40k and Age Sigmar page, Facebook pages. Make sure to subscribe, blah, 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 blah. So, let's recap over these Slaanesh models. I am happy. I like them. There's not one I don't like. And I'd say that's pretty good because Slaanesh is quite a unique taste. I'm sure some of you guys who don't like Slaanesh, you probably don't like them all, so that's That's absolutely fine. You know, we all like different things. But for me, I really like them. What I am hoping for, though, is that this is just the first wave, or the first, wave of previews for them. I'm hoping we're going to get more models. I don't know if we are. And the reason why I hope is because I am really, really hoping for more mortal units rather than it just being Slaanesh demons. I really hope Slaanesh gets the same treatment as we saw for Khorne, as we saw for Siege, and as we saw for, to be honest, to a certain extent, Nurgle, because they've got the Blight Kings, haven't they? They've got the like Blight Kings riding the big drone plague drones, I think they're called, and we got new list of characters for the mortals. So I really, really hope we see that. Also because I'm building my Slaanesh army is basically a Slaanesh army, so they'll benefit from any mortal, Slaanesh abilities. They're not going to benefit from any demon ones. So I really, really, really hope we are going to see that come out. Like I say, Slaanesh, I'll be honest, I haven't been a Slaanesh player for that long. Nothing like you guys who have been waiting for absolutely fucking ages for this. How many years you guys been waiting for? I don't know, 4 or 5, something like that. I'm nowhere in your boat about this, but I do feel that Slaanesh has been waiting for so long. Games Workshop can't get away with just giving it a better time, giving it 1, 2, 3, 4 new models and 3 endless spells. I don't think Slaanesh, basically Slaanesh is the god of excess. It needs an excess amount. It needs plentiful for how much it hasn't had. And also, there's no picture of the scenery piece here. However, you can see it on the trailer for the Slaanesh. You can see this sort of huge Slaanesh symbol with the, looks like the Keeper of Secrets face, sort of like in a portal of bomb. But I'm sure that's going to be the scenery pieces. That also does have a pile of treasure at the bottom of it, which looks like it was one of the things that's going to come from the room engine we saw from a couple weeks ago. We saw a pile of gold with some jewels in it. I'm pretty sure that is from that scenery piece. So yes, obviously, it's just first impressions. We've only seen the models, but we're very interested to see how this develops. Hopefully, like I say, we're going to get some mortal stuff. And yeah, as I know, if these are all the models we're getting, I don't want to seem unappreciative because I really like these models. But if this is all the models we're going to get, Slaanesh is not going to get an update for a long time. So yeah, I would really like to see some more models. And I know there's things like, Skaven didn't get any new models apart from that Bombardier, and Slaanesh is getting 4, so you should be happy. Yeah, but Skaven is a massive army. Yes, some of their models are old, and I do think that they should have been updated, but at the same time, Slaanesh just generally has some really old models and not really many models at that. So hopefully we will see the update there and have a few more. But, if this is all we're going to get, at least we've got something. Okay, guys, so that's pretty much where I'm going to end this video now. I hope you very much enjoy this. Tell me your thoughts down below, what you think of what we're going to get. I'm not going to really speculate on what I think these units do, because I don't really know. The Keeper of Secrets is just going to be, I think, a bigger, badder version of the one before. It's, when I say bad, I mean good, nasty. There's that spell portal with the 2 maidens next to it. I think that's going to give debuffs to your enemy or buffs to you. The Master Slaanesh, I'm pretty sure she's going to do what she's been doing, but maybe a little bit weaker, or she's going to cost more points, because she is very good for what she does for her points. The Demon Prince will be interesting, because it's not really a traditional Demon Prince, and we haven't really seen many Demon Princes other than the Slaves Darkness ones. Yes, there are some from Forge World and stuff, but this will be interesting to see, because it's it's got the Herald on top. So I look forward to it, and I do really like the Demon Prince itself. I wouldn't think that was a Demon Prince if I was honest, but it'd be cool to see. And just something else to note, it doesn't really look like we've got more winged models for Slaanesh, so Slaanesh is one of the fastest armies in the game, as it should be, but the lack of flying really does make it movability not quite as good as it seems, so I don't think that's going to get fixed here unless we've got spells that let things fly. That would be absolutely amazing. So yes guys, that's pretty much it. Like I say, thank you very much for watching this. If you did enjoy it, please like, subscribe and comment down below, as that does massively help me. It's absolutely free for you guys to do so, and massively supports the channel. If you'd like to support the channel a step further, I have now set up a Patreon account, which is a way for me to get funding for the channel without me having to put any adverts on any of the videos, because that would be really, really annoying for all viewers to watch those adverts, which I really want to make sure that doesn't happen. And all the support I get on Patreon goes straight back into the channel. At the moment, I'm saving up to get a new mic or a camera, something along those lines. It also really helps go towards the new battle tomes that come out, especially for the armies that I don't collect, because the battle tomes can be quite expensive when you're buying quite a few of them, as there's, what, loads coming out now. You got to think like how many have came out since the start of the year, and 2 more have been announced. The Fire Stairs one I will be buying, obviously, to talk about their lore and stuff in a future video. So there's that, and also just for great motivation for me to be able to justify putting so much time into the channel. So I really, really appreciate it if you could check it out. There'll be a link for it in the description of this video. And on that note, I want to thank the patrons who I've got already, who are the Vampire tier. So these are the people who donate at least $5 a month to me, which is really, really kind to them. And this is Max, Kyle, Simon and Martin. And Martin is a lovely chap who I met up at Warhammer World, who had a fantastically nice painted army. It was great to have a chat with him. It's the guy I mentioned in the previous video, and he is pledged to me on Patreon as well. So I want to thank you personally, mate, for doing that. All that money is going to go straight towards the channel to help improve the content, as I always try to do, and that money is definitely going to help towards that. So I can't thank you enough. A very lovely man. Okay guys, so I'm going to thank you again very much for watching this video. Like I said, if you enjoyed, please like, subscribe and comment down below, so that's all massively helped me. And yes, so that's it. I will just say quickly though that don't get too excited by the Slaanesh, because it's not the next battle time coming out, it's the Fire Stairs and then Slaanesh, presumably. So still might be a month or two, we've got to wait. But until then guys, remember, Nagash is all, and all is one in Nagash.